Hey everybody, and welcome back to BMX News Live, a weekly live BMX news show that I do every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are here with, holy cow, almost 40 people starting out today. You guys must have liked the thumbnail for this week, which was made by Keggy, who is in the chat. I just wanted to give a little bit of background info for where the thumbnail came from. Over the weekend, Caleb Oni, who is in the chat right now, had a jam at Alliance Skate Park, and after the jam, I was riding my buddy Chopper's bike with 4 pegs, did a couple street tricks, 180 pegs Predator, as well as an opposite crooked grind, and it was funny, and I think he saw that and made some funniness for the thumbnail in that. So just for in case anybody didn't see it and is just here, this is the thumbnail implying that the brakes are coming off and I'm going to the streets. Pretty funny. Just wanted to give context before we get into things, and also say thank you to Champion BMX, the Champion BMX weekly shill. I'll allow it. Kurt Rowell in the chat. Champion BMX is a mail order out of Washington. And I can't say it's like new anymore because you've been doing this for quite a bit at this point. So thank you, Kurt Rowell and Champion BMX, for the support. And why is the text in front of me? I need to hold on. We gotta fix some things. There we go. With that being said, I want to shout out some people because there's 50 people tuning in. I want to shout out the chat. We got All Things BMX Show. Hey from Michigan. Hello. Paul Gale is here. Thunder Midget is here. Champion BMX, obviously. BMXP is here. He also has a YouTube channel. It's a good one. Check it out. He is a shredder over the age of 40. Absolutely killing. Doing back rail foofs still. It's so sick. David Moore. Caleb Oni, Caleb's poll of the week, asking what tires everybody likes to ride. We got Kevin Jackson in here, Joshua Shipman, Kyle McDonald, Kevin Zuba, Keggy. So many Ks in the chat today. Also a couple members. The Karinsky fam is here. Jeff Mead, as well as Keggy, who is a member. And speaking of the Karinsky family, we have some on-location news for this week. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Here we go.
Hey, Brant Moore. I'm at Bentonville Bike Fest right now. Here are the dirt jumps behind me. They're working on the big lip back there. They changed it to be a little bigger because I know that one wasn't there. That wasn't there. And they added an extra jump. So we're hoping this Bentonville Bike Fest, still going to go on because they're not that close with that hip over there. And they still need to work on it. And work because theme starts at 12, or you can come here at 12, and we're gonna come here at 11. We're gonna go back to the hotel. Yep. More BMX news live.
Pretty awesome. Thank you, Karinsky fam, for that. I got that randomly in a text 10 minutes before the news, and it was like, hey, look, the first on-location news for BMX news. And I also heard that if you stop by the Huffy tent today, if you're at Bentonville Bike Fest and mention #shill, you'll get a free Huffy hat. Pretty hilarious. And thank you for that. So with that being said, thank you to everybody who's tuned in here, and we're getting ready to launch into the news. Got to give this a shout out every week. It's a hydration company, new company out of Texas. You can use the code BMX30 for 30% off, and it's all natural ingredients. Check it out. With that, let's get into talking about the videos from this week. We have first a quick one, Ryan Biz Jordan for S&M Bikes. It is a minute long and it is sick. He's using his brakes in the streets, doing big bar spins. This crash is like crazy looking, but funny at the same time and wild. And then he pulls it. It's an ice pick grind across this fountain ledge thingy. It's pretty awesome. And Biz kills it. Pretty sure he does a 360 to Fufanu in here. Rare trick these days, and doing it in the streets nonetheless, even cooler. Moving on from there, we've got Lewis Ong. Welcome to BMX Direct in Thailand. Dude kills it. Hadn't heard this name before, and this was an enjoyable video, so make sure you check this one out. Give some support to totally other cultures of BMX in the opposite side of the globe from most of us. What else we got in here? What's up, Seth? Zimmy Jim. I live in Rogers next to Bentonville. Well, go get you a free hat. Oh, shoot. The video is choppy. My fault. My fault. Sorry, guys. It should be fixed now. We should be good. Yep. All better. Sorry about that. We're good. So anyways, check it out. It's awesome to see people on opposite side of the globe doing the same thing that we're doing anywhere when we ride BMX, just having fun, progressing, pushing ourselves, and it's cool to see. Potato internet. I fixed it. I'm sorry. I use an Android for my ISP, so it's a potato. Next up, we got a video from Stranger called Ace. I'm just assuming that's how they want it pronounced. Bunch of people in this video, and honestly, when I was watching this one, the full vibe that I got from it was just fun. It looked like everybody was having fun and enjoying it, and that was cool. I like the vibe that this video gave me, so if you want to check it out, check it out. And there's also some dirt jumps being hit by a pit bike in here that look like they're in somebody's yard. So before everybody freaks out, like, ride a pit bike on trails, what? It looks like it's somebody's personal jumps that they're hitting. It looked like fun. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, sorry about the internet, JR. Thanks for the reminder. It's pronounced ass. Oh, my bad. I didn't know. And then on to what I would say is the must-watch video for anybody who's over the age of 35, because Dan Price and Amos, I suck at speaking. I hope that's how you pronounce that. I'm sorry if not. Nuances 2025. These guys are 53 and 51 making a split street video, which is badass. Like, how sick is that? Think about, like, there's a lot of people who are watching right now whose probably parents are 51, or maybe your older brothers or sisters, or maybe you're 51 and you watch this and you see that these dudes who are over the age of 50 are still going out riding street, filming videos. And to me, I look at that and I'm like, Dan's 51. I'm 31. That means at the very least, 20 more years of going out, filming, having fun, riding bikes. See, we got Ash Viratu is 52, Paul Gale 56. Like, I constantly say that you don't quit when you get old. You get old when you quit. Said it for years. It's absolutely true. And it's awesome that there's so many people out there. I mean, there's 3 people just replying, 4 people now. Zimmy Jim, 54. Kevin K, 52. There's so many people out there who are still doing it. And we don't know how old people can even ride till, because BMX isn't old enough to have enough people that are much older aging out of it yet. Like Rick Malterno is almost 60 and dude still doing 540 nose pick whips on quarters. It's insane and it's amazing. BMX is the best thing ever. Champion BMX. I'm 43 but feel 73 today. Project H&B 43, perpetually 25 forever. I am just a baby at 4015 doing handrails. Exactly. Eddie Fiola's still out there. Gary Stanislawis. Bro, that's a last name. Stanislazic. There we go. 53. Chris Beer racing at 56. That's what I'm saying, man. It's amazing. And I can't wait to see even more people as they get older just not quit. Keep filming videos. We know that people like Corey Martinez and Dakota Roche are going to be 50 years old out there hitting handrails in the streets. And it's going to be badass. And I'm excited that we get this. Because, you know, some sports out there, whether you want to call BMX a sport can be debated, but it is a sport. People quit and have to quit before they even turn 40. Some of the stuff that people just enjoy doing. And we're lucky that you never have to quit. You don't quit when you get old when you quit. So let's keep going here. We've got BMX Girls versus Mega Ramp. This was posted up on thebloomBMX.com. I thought it was cool. It's cool of Ryan Williams to do this as well, where I didn't get to watch it, but it looks like he's just having a sesh with a bunch of lady shredders and covering it, putting in the title. Like, he didn't have to do that. He could have made it something about him. He could have made it about somebody else or whatever for that matter. But he did that, and that's awesome. And it also looks like the ramp setup here is wet, so that's not good. We've got a shill ad, hashtag ad. OFG BMX sent a $5 super chat saying, shilling old dudes. That sounds like a disease. That doesn't sound right. Either way, I am essentially shilling for the older generation of BMX riders because I would constantly push that. It's amazing what people do. Look at Robert Edge. Still one of the best, if not the best tech brake rider in all of BMX. It's amazing. Moving on from here, we've got Dennis Enarson versus Gary Young in Add a Trick. I know of this as add-on. They play the rules a little bit differently where you get strikes and you can mess up to 3 times before you're out. Add a Trick makes sense for an outside perspective because if you have no idea what that is, then you hear Add a Trick and see that it's BMX and you can figure it out. Add-on. I'm only saying this because I watched it and I was like, they're just playing add-on at first. And I was like, well, I guess it does make sense for just general people to see it and understand what's going on just from the title or the thumbnail. Either way, I got about halfway through this while I was getting ready for the news and it was enjoyable. They were doing some pretty technical tricks in certain setups, and Gary Young, Dennis Enarson, both amazing. So go watch it. Then we have one that I'm sure a bunch of people have been waiting for. It's blowing up. In the video itself, the edit from before, blew up. We have Max Miller's Serenity video raw cut from Fit. It's over an hour and a half of a raw cut. I haven't had a chance to click through this yet, but Max Miller in that video, just from the crash section, you can see that he went out there and he earned it. He made it happen, and he took some slams, and there was some stuff in there that was legitimately like life or death type stuff. So it's good to see him land most of those tricks, and this raw cut on it, I'm sure, is full of insanity where you get to watch somebody work for it and make it happen, and that is inspirational. So with that brings us to the interview section, but I got a couple other things. I want to go over the events going on for the rest of the month. We only have a little bit. Fell asleep to it twice this week. It is an hour and 35 minutes. It's understandable if you turn that on right before you go to bed to fall asleep there. I'm sure it's hard to fall asleep to it with how crazy a lot of it is, but still. So let's talk about the events going on this week. We're going to pull up Time BMX app. We have a bunch of events. I'm going to go through all of them. So nothing in May for Pump Track. We have Sheep Hills Memorial Jam going down tomorrow in California. Flatland, I think, shows up in both. We have nothing on here. And that brings up a good point of, if you have an event, download the Time BMX app and put it in there, because a lot more people are starting to use this app, and it's becoming a resource for everybody to know what's going on or find skate parks or whatever it might be. And the more people who use it, put their events in there, the more we could clear up conflicting events or prevent them, but also have people never use the excuse, well, I just didn't know. Well, get Time BMX and you can know. Anyways, we have, is this racing? Yeah, racing events. We have the Music City Nationals today through Sunday, the Australia BMX National Series round 3 and 4 this weekend, the 24th, 25th, and then I'm assuming round 5, round 3. I don't know. There's racing stuff going on. I don't know about racing. I need to go to a race and try and race sometime, though. I think that would be fun. Our jam should be up on it now. Nice. When's your jam, Kyle McDonald? I'll shout it out here. So May 25th, or May 2025, we have the USA BMX Digital State Series is going on until Sunday. Sheep Hills Jam that we said already is going down tomorrow. Elijah Cosby Birthday Ride in San Diego, California is going on tomorrow. Masters of Dirt Dortmund tomorrow. Out for Dust tomorrow, both in Germany. Feast Montpellier, May 28th through June 1st. In France, Highway to Hill in Berlin, Germany, the 30th. Masters of Dirt Berlin, the 31st. Rumble in Richmond, the 31st. Montecule TKO Invitational, the 31st. And that's for the rest of the month. Holy cow. So Kyle McDonald in the chat has an event going down on BMX, or before BMX Day. Dublin, Ireland. How sick is that? He's in the chat in Ireland right now, watching BMX News Live from Ohio. He's probably like 5 or 6 hours ahead, and he's got a jam going down on July 19th, which we also have a jam that same day. How cool is that? Jam in Ireland, jam in Ohio, not going on simultaneously because we're so far different in time, but it's cool. And they're both trail jams, I think. I don't want to be wrong on that. Let me check. Bushy Park. Pretty cool. All Things BMX show. Come up to Waterford Oaks in Michigan on a Saturday and race with us. Phew. When I have Akron racetrack like 35 minutes away, what if you tell me when you come to Akron and then I could go there? What about that one? Because that sounds like a long day, driving all the way to Michigan and then racing and then coming home. Whew. You got to have it in your blood to race, right? So then also the Time BMX app is a atlas where you can see bike parks, bike shops, skate parks, pump tracks, race tracks, all kinds of good stuff. And I'm just going to randomly pull up a skate park in Africa. Let's go to Nigeria. Normally I let the chat decide. It's my turn today. Apo DIY skate spot. So there's just one picture with some people with their skateboards beside a ledge that they're working on. Looks legit. Got a nice concrete top with some type of frame. Can't see anything else though, so unfortunately that's not a great candidate to show. But we can zoom out and go over to this one. Courage Skate Park. This looks pretty sick. Is that wood? Wooden skate park in, I think I said Nigeria. It's got a legit box jump. Dang, that's sick. Wait, is this the Courage Adams skate park? Has to be. It's called Courage Skate Park. Yeah, this has got to be the Courage Adams skate park that something, was it a Red Bull video? Something or another. How cool is it that I just randomly zoomed in on that? That is in Nigeria. Way down here. What's up, Rob Sparkman? He had a birthday. Was it yesterday or the day before? So happy belated birthday to you. And you can post videos and whatnot tagging skate parks. It's a cool app. If you're not on here, get on here. What's up, Ravager Bikes? Now, there's a topic that was brought up this week by Mike Mastroni. I'm just going to paraphrase here because it's a pretty simple topic of song jacking and reusing songs that other people have used. There's a lot of comments in here. I was reading through some of the comments, and honestly, I wanted to reply, but I just didn't reply because I just didn't feel necessary, because I feel like this is an impossible topic to talk about quickly because there's so much nuance to it and there's so many different questions to ask that have to do with it that I'm like, I feel like you can't just make a blanket statement about it and be done with it. I mean, you can if that's what you believe, but I guess I don't have one blanket statement with it. So in the comments, I want to hear people's opinions on song jacking or reusing songs that have already been used before. And I feel like there's a couple like givens. Nobody's using Diary of a Madman for sure. Van Homan's Criminal Mischief part. There's several songs that are like totally off limits. And I guess the first question to even ask with this whole topic is, what's it going to be used for and who's using it? If we're talking about a 14-year-old kid who just watched Criminal Mischief for the first time in 2025 and is so stoked on Van Homan's part that he wants to go out with his buddies, he, she, whatever, anybody who rides that wants to go out with their buddies and ride and film and then make an edit and throw the song Diary of a Madman to it because you're so inspired by Van Homan. I don't know if any reasonable person would be like, no, you can't do that. That's blasphemy. But if we're talking about a professional rider who's making a video part that they put 3 or 4 or however many years into and blood, sweat, and tears to use a song like that or anything on that level that's been in a legendary video part, that is where the questions come in. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, do you really want to put out that video and have everyone think about Van Homan and be questioning your song choices instead of caring about what you did in the video? And honestly, what comes to my mind with all of this too is that, like, I understand parts of it, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna die one day. No one's making it past, let's say, 115 years. When you're 90 years old in a nursing home, you're not going to give a shit about the video part song that you did and how people cared about it. Like, none of that's going to matter. No one at your funeral is going to be like, hey man, you used Diary of a Madman. You're a bad guy because of it. Like, I feel like in BMX, people get hung up on a lot of things that in the grand scheme of life don't have to matter, but people decide that they matter. And while I understand the different nuances to the conversation, I also end my thoughts with that, where it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not living forever, man. And I'm going to do what makes me happy with my morals. And that doesn't mean I'm going to go out there and rip somebody else's song. I wouldn't do that. But what I also wouldn't do is crucify somebody else completely for their choices that they have to live with, unless they're hurting somebody else with them. So my whole opinion on the idea of songjacking and everything else is like, there's a lot of nuance to it. There's a lot of questions, and there's very clear examples when they come up of like, oh man, I don't know if I would have done that. But that's the end of my thoughts for that. Is like, I'm not going to remember about that, or I'm not going to rally the pitchforks and torches to go after somebody, because I kind of just don't care what other people do beyond, like, if they're not hurting anybody else or affecting me. It's pretty much there. So there's that. Somebody did bring up a point of like using a cover of a song, and I think that could be like a beautiful tribute if it's done in a certain way, and that's why there's so much nuance to it. And I think if I'm talking about this and everything I just said about like, we're not going to live forever and I don't care what people do, I think even with all of that being said, egregious examples of things like somebody purposefully songjacking someone with ill intent of being like, I'm going to use the same song as this guy did and I'm going to make a better video. That situation, I'd be like, okay, you're kind of a dick. But yeah. Anyways, has anyone used Sandstorm? Are you talking about Darude Sandstorm, like the EDM type song? That's funny. Exactly. Paint Life said, I lost 3 loved ones in 3 years. Dad, aunt, and mom. Life's too short to worry about such small stuff. And I think that in BMX, there are periods of time where we are able, I wouldn't even say able. There's periods of time where there's like lulls of things happening where people, their focus can go into things like this. And like, if something happens, somebody can get totally crucified. And then as soon as something like really terrible might happen, it's like a grounding thing. Even in like people's personal lives, it's a grounding thing where you find out what like really matters. And in those situations, that's what like sticks with me all the time. Is like, I try to think about what really matters. And that's what makes me get so fired up whenever I see people bandwagon hating on people, or just in general, like crucifying people on the internet and just being dicks to each other. It's like, dude, the things that you're going after somebody for like probably don't matter in a week, let alone a couple years. So I try to just go through life with that mindset of like, is this going to matter in a week? Is it going to matter in a month, a year, 5 years? And if it's not going to matter in a week or a month or a few years, I just try to forget about it and move on as quickly as I can. So moving on from there, Stoney, old fat guy BMX says, I'm all about being bootlegged. Bring it. They do say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. There's also the saying, I don't know who said either of those, but good artists copy, great artists steal. There's something to that. That could be a whole entire conversation. I'm not advocating for those things, but when you look at everything in the whole entire world, there's a lot of copies out there. There's a lot of literal stealing and improving of ideas. Competition breeds innovation. Another one. I'm full of them. The Whirly Fam says, with trending songs being pushed on Instagram, I think people are desensitized to why it might be wrong to use the same song, but it's also just a song. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a thing too, where like the internet is pushing millions of people to use the same exact audio in an Instagram or YouTube or TikTok reel. And I think that could definitely affect like younger people who are coming up that don't even realize or learn the etiquette until someone tells them about the etiquette of song use in BMX, where they grew up where it's like, oh, my buddy used this song in his reel, I'm gonna use it too. And oh, this one's got 1 million uses for this song right now, I'm gonna use this too. It's a totally like confusing thing where all of social media and popular culture is pushing people to use the same stuff, and then you got this subculture in BMX. It's like, no, you can't use this because this person used it before you, and I could see how that could be confusing. This is necessary. What is necessary? Pete, Sail by AWOL Nation is sick. Wasn't there a period of time where like everyone was using that in videos? Man, the era of using or of videos having to be the highest quality humanly possible with the best production value, or it didn't get posted on the different media sites, or everybody flamed it like, oh, you didn't use a slider in a DSLR, that shot doesn't have enough depth of field. That was a real thing. Pretty funny. Oh, he was finishing my quote. Okay, sorry about that. Life feeds on life, feeds on life, feeds on life. This is necessary. Interesting. Does using a new hip song benefit an edit in any way? I think in that moment in time, it could benefit it, in that if it's a popular song that everybody likes to listen to in this moment of time and it goes really well with a BMX video, I think more people might be inclined to share it and it might go further in that situation. Over time, if the song just fades away and everybody forgets about it and people end up like not liking it because they're like, oh, it was just a fad, then I could see people not rewatching a video over time. But in the moment, I think it could. Chris Riesenberger, it's gotten too hard to keep track of what was used. Many young kids have never seen the older videos. That's another aspect of it. It's like, at the same time, like, yeah, there's not a catalog. You can figure it out when you're making a video. And if you care that much and you don't want any issues when you're making a video, you might do some research on the song you're going to use before you use it. And at the same time, if you're talking about like a pro level video part, those are usually made by videographers in BMX, which those people are usually a little bit older and they should know some of these things or do that research too. So it's an interesting. There used to be a website where they were all logged. The BMX movie database had a bunch of songs on there. What's a website? New songs suck. They aren't as creative anymore. They're all just beats. There's just so much music out there that that's the hardest part of making a video, is finding music for, like, making an edit where you can use any song you want. That's the hardest part. And that, to this day, for me personally, like a lot of my jam coverage, all of my jam coverage, I will use songs from the different music websites that I'm able to access. But if I'm making an edit of myself riding or an edit of somebody else, I'm going to use whatever song I think fits best, even if it's copyrighted, 'cause I don't care. Those things, there's like some things that are sacred. And I think that's why people care about song stuff so much, is there's some things that feel sacred. And if we decide that those things aren't sacred anymore, then I don't know. I feel like it means something. Anyways, I'm going to keep moving here. If you guys have thoughts on the whole song jacking, reusing songs that have already been used, leave them in the comments after this goes live as well, so that there's like a log here. You'll be able to watch the chat replay and read what people are saying right now. But yeah. Anyways, Rob, to tag people in the chat, you use the @ symbol and then start to type their name, and you should be able to just click on it and automatically fill the rest of the name. That's funny. So we get to the interviews portion of the week, and we have first the shortest one, 1 minute and 8 seconds, episode 5 of Profiles Driven by Profile series with Terry Adams. Terry, this is a crazy one, honestly. It's only 1 minute long, but he's riding flatland at his OG spot in the rain with puddles all over the place. Super high quality on this video. You can see the depth of field. Production value is there. And just look at it's slow motion, just water coming off the tires. Beautiful. Poetry, some might say. Check it out for your flatland fix in this week. Then, if you want to know what Dennis Anderson is rocking on his BMX bike, watch this video with from Source BMX. Bike check with Dennis Anderson and Van Homan as the host. Terry is a beast. He wakes up at 3:30 every morning to start training. Madness. Then we have an interview, quick 30-minute interview from early 2000s BMX with none other than Jay Miron. Legend. Absolute legend. What's up, LS? Made the news 2 weeks in a row. Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks to all the 53 other people who are here. I appreciate all of you. Do this every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yo, Tim Oliver. Thank you for the review of the MKS shoes. I used your code and got them yesterday. I'm a fan. Hell yeah. I'm stoked to hear that you like them so far, Tim. I'm excited to hear what you think about them after you ride in them. Once you heal up. Good healing vibes to Tim Oliver in the chat. Yo, thank you to Just Mick here. Just gifted 5 memberships. So Mark of the Beasts, Poppy, got a membership. Scott Bells got a membership. Matthew Mandel got one. Buddy Flowers got one. Hell yeah. That's not 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. YouTube messed up because I only see 4 people listed that got them. So if you're the missing 5th person, make yourself known. And thank you again to Just Mick here. So let's keep going here. We got the Boyd Hilder podcast on Unclicked. Didn't get a chance to listen to this one yet. Boyd is incredible, and I'm sure that it's good. Go watch it. Damn, I need a membership. There's a join button down there beside the subscribe button for anybody who's wondering about the membership thing. Lets you watch videos before they go publicly live. A lot of times I'll get a video up the night before or the morning of it going live, and I'll put it out there for members first. So that's the benefit of there. So let's see. The beef? What beef? What beef are we talking about? You see the beef between Boyd Hilder and Daniel Sandoval? It was on our BMX last post. What are you talking about? There's drama? Street Brand looks like catfish on the thumbnail. That's hilarious. What are you guys talking about? Anyways, someone send me a link on Instagram or something. I don't need to talk about it here because I don't care, honestly. But go watch Boyd Hilder. Crazy rider. Wouldn't you like to know? That's hilarious. So then we have Breaking Free Skate Park Live with Jay Rowe. Jay Rowe is the team manager of Kink BMX. They talk about how sponsorship works, talk about a lot of insight into BMX as an industry, Kink as a brand and the team and how a lot of the inner workings of things there go. It's pretty insightful if you guys want to listen to this one and check it out. I have only made it to about an hour and 12 minutes in, so I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but there's that. So what else? On Instagram, last post, Paint Life says healthy competition isn't beef. Interesting. I'm interested to read more. Either way, go check this out if you want to hear some insight directly into Kink BMX and J-Row being a team manager. Moving on from there, we've got the hashtag more BMX posts from this week. Danny Rumpel, the Wonder Wheels BMX show, big nothing. What else do we got? Big pendulum over the box jump. 360 tuck no-hander. Backflip! I'm trying to announce it like they would. Ooh, it's a backflip train. Flip tuck. Hell yeah. Danny Rumpel. Killing it. Starting out with that T-bog, then he does the tuck no-hand. Nope, he does the one-footer to can, then the tuck no-hander. Danny kills it. Such a nice dude, too. More BMX hashtag. Tag me if you use it. Then we've got Kevin Zuba in the chat right now doing the, whoa, his pants are down. We can't, I just covered the screen like it was going to do something. I'm an idiot. We got the double peg grind to hang to whiplash, hand reverse back. Love it. Wow, he's announcing too. Definitely catfish. That's funny. There's finally a weekend where we can use the hashtag. What does that mean? I don't understand. Cover the pants, bro. Kevin kills it. I always love seeing his creative writing. Look at that. Chuck Hargis and Kim in their comments on that. Then we got Josh Sorrentino using the tag by way of Kevin. Josh kills it as well. Oh, it's been raining nonstop. Yeah, this rain has been just ridiculous. Nice little tail whip there for Josh. What else do we got? This park setup looks fun. Whip air, 270. Foot jam whip, was that opposite? Kick the foot jam whip opposite of the way he kicked the tail whip. That's sick. I also see some new messages in here. I want to make sure it's nothing that I... Let's see. We have... What is this? I believe... Oh, check this out. So this message is from Kevin Jackson, and it is him at the Brooklyn Banks. I believe that's Edwin. I think that might be Bob Scarbo in the background. I can't fully tell. Need to clean your camera lens, Kevin, so I can see these pictures more clearly. We got J.R. Hobbs. He sent me one in. I'll pull that up. Pull that up, Jamie. So there's actually two here. Let's pull them both up. J.R. Hobbs working on the 270 down whip. Ooh, that's proper too. Damn, you can see him in like very intentionally kick that. That is sick. Cool angle, good trick. What else? Let's see. Lots of stuff going on in the chat. You know who I've never seen ego someone? Brantmore. Dude, if I have egoed somebody, I'm sorry. I try my best to treat everyone exactly the same. From the best in the world to a kid who's not even able to bunny hop yet. I try to give everybody the same time of day. They want to chat. And I treat people based on how they treat me or even my friends. If you're an asshole to my friends, good luck, man. I'm just not going to like you. It's that simple. Because anybody who's a dick to my friends, I don't care. Either way, let's keep on going with JR's Next trick. My ego is huge. Is that what you call? Never mind. Ooh, look at that table. Did your fork hit your elbow? Oh, that new JR video is amazing. That park is awesome and he shreds. JR does shred. Buzz the shoulder. It looked like your fork hit you in the shoulder. I don't know why this is playing frame by frame. Instagram sucks sometimes. Little truck boy. Double truck? Damn. That looks like a fun little fly out step up setup too. Oh, fork on shoulder. Damn. That's folded. Can't eat off that table because it is inverted. Let's go. More Kevins. That's hilarious. Fork and gyro. Oh, anything else in here? Anything else? With that, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I appreciate ya. Everybody who supports here, Just Mick here, Wooden Foot, Old Fat Guy BMX Stony, Champion BMX, all of the members, JR Hobbs. Vic is an OG member. He's not here today, but his name popped into my head. Wooden Foot, all the members who are gifted, as well as, hey, I'm Kevin, who's a member. Hi, Kevin. It's Kevinception in the chat right now. Jeff Mead's a member. He's not here today, but he is a member. Doug Tunler, also a member in the chat. The Karinsky fam. I appreciate everybody, and we will see you guys next Friday live for the news. I'll have a video up tomorrow, and stay tuned Monday or Tuesday for the Woods Room, the new bike park in Pittsburgh. A video that's almost a half hour long where Mike Potosny and I walk through the entire building and just show everything as it was in that moment, because they started working on things at this point, and just talk about what's coming, what to expect, what to be excited for, and should be fun. So thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time. Also, everybody who just watches, you guys get the last shout out because everybody who tunes in helps make this happen for me, and I appreciate everyone for it. Go ride your bike.